of the same. Objective is more like, here's the overall picture, here's why we're doing this. Learning target's more like what we're doing today. So the objective of all this stuff that we've been doing, like even yesterday, is kind of like working in teams, experimental protocols. When you get in a team, in a group, you're going to have to learn how to work with each other and get things done. When you finally, like for today, dealing with just independent, dependent variables, hypotheses, and stuff like that, at a certain point, come in about a week or two, you're going to be off on your own. I'm going to say, this is a lab, do it. And it's going to be you and your partner. So we're getting practice going along with that stuff. I wanted to show you this demonstration, because you guys have seen lots of demonstrations before. Have any of you guys seen the, oh, I know Weeks does the demonstration with the beakers and the colors, the colored water type thing, and he does he puts the file card in there, and it's like, magic. How many people have seen that? Okay, it's kind of cool. And I always wonder how many students go home and try this stuff, okay? Has anybody seen the can demo? You take the aluminum can, and you put a piece of paper on it. How many people know what I'm talking about? Really, that's it? You can take an aluminum can, and you take a piece of paper, and you wrap it around it, and you can take a lighter straight up to it, and just burn, and try and burn and burn and burn the paper. It won't burn. It's kind of a cool demonstration. It'll leave a lot of black soot on there, but it won't burn. Has anybody seen the flying bottle demonstration? Nobody? Oh, that's right. Okay, there's I still have it. Flying bottle demonstration. You put some stuff in here. I'm not gonna tell you what the stuff is, and then you can put a candle to it, and it will light off and fly across the room. I just remember that we're not supposed to be doing we're not supposed to be doing it anymore, but because somebody put too much of the stuff in there and lit it, and when it went off, the stuff flew out the back, and it caught on fire around the room and stuff like that. Not here, okay?
So can we do it?
No, we can't do it. Maybe later. Okay, wait. No, not later. Okay. There's all kinds of different demonstrations you've seen. Has anybody done the dancing colors demonstration? Never done that one? It's so cool. You do it with milk and food coloring. Who's done that before? It's really cool. You put little drops of food coloring in there, and then you take a little dab of soap on a toothpick, and you drop it onto the milk, and then all of a sudden, all of the food colors start going spinning around. And you're just like, woo! It's like magic. It's so fun, right? Any other demonstrations anybody else has seen before? Okay. I've seen bunches and bunches of these. Some of these guys, some of them you've seen before, and when you see them, you're kind of like intrigued, and you're not sure about how they work. I'm going to show you a demonstration that was shown to me when I was in college. I had a professor named Dr. Schuett. Has anybody ever met somebody who's like scary smart? Like you know them, you introduce to them or whatever, and you're almost afraid to talk to them in a way, or they're just like, you come in their presence and you're just like, I'm not that good, like that, because they're just super scary smart. But Dr. Schuett was probably, I don't know, to me, he was probably like this tall. Balding, had a beard, a little heavier guy, smart guy. He worked like University of Georgia, he's worked at ASU, he's worked at different universities. This is what he worked on, this is what he studied. Does anybody know what a copperhead snake is? Yeah. Copperhead snakes, highly venomous snakes. That's what he studied. You know what I mean? It's kind of a cool thing. I studied copperhead snakes. Like, dang, that'd be kind of cool, right? The class I took with him was called vertebrate zoology. Basically, one of the questions I was getting in this class is, are we going to dissect stuff? No, just not going to do it. There's just so many stupid things that we can't get over. There are other classes you can take. Well, anatomy, physiology you can do, and that will, don't worry about it. They will dissect things in that class. Jacob's room, Dr. Jacob speaking. No. Oh, he's going to be in 224, I think. In this class, we dissected pretty much everything that had a backbone. We dissected fish and birds and rats and frogs and sharks and little kitties and all kinds of stuff. It was amazing, the kind of stuff. I know. It doesn't give you a whole lot of learning just cutting them up and stuff. In fact, the one time we were dissecting a rat, and the partner that I work with, it's really hard when you're using a scalpel. You have to cut through the fur and all that subcutaneous fat and everything like that. My partner was kind of crazy. He was a hunter, and so he just took it, and he goes, watch this, and he like tore the skin a little bit, and then he grabbed its tail, and he went whoosh, like that, and he ripped the whole skin off. Like he just skinned out the animal right there. And the girl that was in next to us, the partner, she was like, ah! She was freaking out. She was like, what the heck is happening? And then I was kind of like, whoa, because I've seen that before, but I'd never seen it in like a lab setting, and I was like, okay. And he goes, watch, now we can cut a lot easier. I was like, all right, job, all right? So this class did like an overview of all these different types of animals. He was a big reptile guy, but he was really, really, really smart. And he shows us this demonstration, right? And again, at this point we're probably, so junior, senior year. We've done all these science classes. I've seen other demonstrations myself in high school and throughout college. So he's like, I want to show you guys a demonstration. So we're like, all right, fine. We'll watch a demonstration. But we're basically, I think in my mind, and I think other people's minds in the class were like, whatever it is, we'll figure it out, it's no big deal. He pulls out, I want you to go ahead and get a piece of paper out. Ready? Get a piece of paper out. You got a piece of paper out? Okay, I'm going to ask you to write down some observations, okay? Write down some observations at some point, right? You don't have to do it now, but here's the thing. In this class, you are taking ownership. You are not waiting for me to necessarily give you instructions on that stuff. Ultimately, you're going to write up like kind of a write-up of this, if you will, okay? I want to show you basically what he did, but you're going to be able to come back and go back and look at and evaluate everything. I even put rules up here so you can make some evaluations. I'm going to ask you to do qualitative and quantitative type observations, but I'll explain what he did, okay? And then I'll leave it set, and I'll give you some questions and some different things that are going with that, okay? But it's going to be a running thing. It may go to the back, if you will, okay? So here's the thing. He goes, I want to show you his demonstration. He pulls out a pie tin, okay? And again, I'm not going to give you any measurements and stuff, but I'll let you deal with that stuff in a minute. He pulls out a pie tin. He pulls out 2 pennies, right? And then he pulls out like this thing of clay. And I don't remember what it was, if it was Play-Doh or not. I've modified this a little bit since he did it. I just can't remember exactly what he did back in the day. But then he stuck these birthday candles in there, okay? And then he put them in the middle. Now, you're not going to be able to see it now, but you will come up here when you're evaluating all this stuff to make observations. You'll see what the deal is. He took the 2 pennies, and he put them on the inside, and he put them on either side of that Play-Doh that's in there, all right? Then he took 400 milliliters of water. I just always put about 400 in there. And he just poured it in the pie tin. Ms. Diebert, have you seen this before?
Not looking for it, no.
Okay. Now, I have to tell you one other thing too. And I'll leave this stuff up here so you can take a look at it in a moment. I have a weird thing. It's called benign essential tremors. My hands are super shaky. And it's a mutation that I got from my parents didn't have it, but it was a genetic default, like a genetic mutation that I have. It's actually dominant, and my kids have it now too. But it makes my hands get a little shaky, especially when I'm focusing stuff. And I only tell you that because when I'm gonna go like this, I'm probably gonna get a little shaky. I don't want you to think I'm a heroin addict coming down from from whatever. Okay, you'll see it. And then the funniest thing is during the semester, kids will go, "You're shaking," and I go, "Thank you. I know. I'm completely aware of it. It's been that way since I was about 8 years old, okay? So especially when I'm focusing on really small stuff, I start shaking more and more, okay? So let me see. I have to, hold on. Let's try this. Shush. Don't make fun of my disability. Shh. Stop. God dang it. Okay, I'm going to need somebody to time this. So if you have a phone or you want to use the clock, I just need a volunteer to time it. Let me know when you got somebody and they're ready. Are we ready? So he lights it like this. I should have my safety goggles on. You got it? Yes, no?
Yeah.
When I say go, ready? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cup over the top. And then when whatever happens stops, I will say stop. You ready? Tell me when to go. What's happening, Eileen?
The water's going inside the cup.
And stop. Tell them what happened.
The water
The water what?
went inside the cup.
Say it louder, I don't think I can hear.
The
Armenia,
water-
can you see what happened? What happened, Armenia? Okay. That's the demonstration. Okay. Now, are you ready? You can hit the pause button